So you want to become somebody else. Well, who do you want to become? What would you really want to change in your life than what you are right now? Well, you may want to choose to become who you really are. Who are you really? Because most people aren't really themselves, they're just acting out other characters. As a matter of fact, there's so many paradigms around, and when it comes to acceptance, being a part of a group, you have to conform who you are to become who they are, so that way you get along, you're accepted in that group. And the truth is, most of us only want people to recognize that we have value. We want people to recognize that we have value, and that's the reason why people conform, and they aren't themselves, they're being somebody else. You're being your parents, or you're being some of your best friends when you're growing up, or what have you. But that's the reason why people do that. Now, if you want to change into who you really are, how do you do that? For example, say you know that you're a healthy person, so you want to stay thin, but yet for some reason it's not easy. It's not easy for any of us, right? But here's the thing though, is the way people normally say lose weight, what do? They normally will starve themselves, they'll do all kinds of action. And then if you repeat that action over and over, then it'll run into this next action where you start to feel happy because you're actually doing something. So that feeling energizes, that feeling, your emotions are the energy that makes things happen. So you feel that emotion, and then it hits your belief system. So you're starting to see results, and then you start to believe it, and then you become it. You become that person that you always wanted to be. That is a long way. That is ass backwards. But that's the way we've all been taught. That's the way we think it's supposed to be done. So how do we speed things up? Well, did you notice how I explained it's, the way we've been doing it is we start with the action. Well, action is the last thing you start with. First, you have to think about being that person. So it starts at the very top. So when you say, here I am, this is me, well, that's what you start with. This is me. This is who I am. And make sure that it's in your heart. That is who you are, that you really want to be. Don't do it, why do you want to change into this person? Is it for somebody else, or is it for you? Because you've already been living who you are to this point, in most cases, not all, but we've been living for someone else. It's someone else's paradigm, for someone else's dream. So if you want to have your own dream and you want to live who you are, when you change, you start at the identity level first. So, who am I? Who are you? Write it down, whatever you feel. And guess what? If you get it wrong this first time and you become this person you think it was supposed to be you, but now you realize that's not me, that's okay. Because you can do this over and over. It does take time to become that person that you really are. It can take 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Some people, though, on the slow path, it takes a lot longer. But when we reverse these, we start out with first, you're the architect of who you are. You then design your blueprints of who you are. The blueprints is more like your belief system, right? So we're gonna have to make some adjustments in the belief system, because right now you believe this, and to become who you want to be, you may have to change some beliefs. So first, it's your identity, then the beliefs, then emotion. So then your emotion is what energizes those blueprints, starts to create reality of who you are. And then the last one is action. Sometimes you could say result. You start to see the results, which then has a feedback loop to belief systems, then emotion, then result, then feedback loop to emotion, beliefs, emotion, and then you start to see the results. And then you realize all this happened because you are just being who you are. It's pretty easy when you are who you think you are, or who, and you just write down who that person is, then it's just going to happen. It'll just happen. But don't start from the action. Start from who you are, and then work on your beliefs. And as you work on your beliefs, then you still start feeling that emotion. And the emotions, how you energize this into existence is through imagination. So the whole time you're using your imagination, and that is your link into the universal consciousness, your imagination. So those are the ways that you can speed up your ability to actually become who you truly are. So let's get started. If you like this video, please click subscribe, like, hit the bell, and that way more people will get to see these videos, and then you can be notified when my new ones come out. But thanks, I'll see you.